Husband! I can't find my lost metals.
I think there's some in here.
We both know there aren't any in there.
Yeah, there's not really, is there?
Yeah.
Yeah, we should probably record a video about this thing.
Nice.
I guess. Hello everyone, I'm Ben, also known as the Overlord Jeebus. I have a wife, also known as the Overlady, and she reads books in this series known as The Overlady Reads. And this week, you have read The Lost Metal, haven't you just?
Don't pretend it was a week. I'm glad I got it early. It took a good 6 months to get through. Mm-hmm. And that was after the 6 months it took to actually bring myself to read it. So, yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to talk a bit about The Lost Metal. We're going to be spoiling the whole book. Mm-hmm. So if you have not read The Lost Metal, do not watch this. I will be very unhappy with you if you watched it. And I will come find you and I will throw the book at you if you watch this video after not reading it.
But also don't read it. It's not worth it.
Okay. We don't have a huge amount of... We have a lot of negative things to say about Lost Metal.
So if you can't take listening to negatives about your favourite thing in the world, I also suggest switching the video off.
We're not going to be doing a full recap of this book as well, just because in the tradition of Mistborn videos, we're just going to go through things we liked, things we didn't like, without going to like the chapter by chapter stuff we did for the Stormlight.
It's not a Stormlight book.
It's not a Stormlight book. And so yeah, we're gonna jump into things that let's start with things we liked. We have lots we didn't like. So let's start with things we liked. What did you like about The Lost Metal?
Wayne dies.
Should have seen that one coming.
I'm glad he died.
Yeah.
I don't like the way he died. I will go into that later.
Okay.
Because this is the bits that we like. But I am glad he died. I just wish that it had happened sooner. And in some sort of horrific way that he deserved.
Okay. Like some embarrassing, like...
No, just hit by a bus.
Just hit by a bus?
Nice and simple.
Okay. I really liked part one of this book.
I also really liked part one of this book.
Yeah. It was nice to see all these characters after this time skip, spend a bit of time with them, like, just we like these characters. It was nice just to spend time with them. We like these characters. It was nice to spend just a bit of time with them doing about their daily business, you know?
Yeah. I really liked how a lot of them over this time skip have improved as characters and they have made progressions in themselves. Like, not just in their careers and their lives, but in their personalities.
Yeah.
So, like, Marisai is a lot more confident in herself and she feels a little bit more of a stronger character, where she's been so in the background for the last couple of books. Like, book one, she was great.
Yeah.
And then she just stopped being a character and just started being like this girl that followed them around. So I'm glad that she's now got a character again.
Yes.
I really love the stuff with her and Alex.
Yes.
Alec. I don't know.
Yes.
They're adorable.
They were adorable.
However, that leads me on to something I hate, and that's that I didn't get enough of him or the Southern Continent, which is no longer a continent.
Which is no. We're going to focus on things we liked first.
It's hard.
But why isn't it a separate continent? Okay.
The continent.
The southern part of the continent. And so, I really liked Marisai. Marisai was one of my favourite parts of the whole book.
Yeah.
Her progressing in her career.
I was going to say we won't talk too much about Marisai because otherwise we're not going to have anything to talk about after the hatred section.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much. Yeah, I really liked that. I really liked the kind of that initial investigation of kind of what's going on. I liked Wax's metallurgy coming back.
Yeah.
He was out in the roughs for so long, he had to basically develop his own style of metallurgy, and that just disappeared in Shadows of Self and Bands of Morning, and now it's back, and it's really fun.
Yeah.
It's the kind of thing I really like. It's like experimentation,
Yeah.
it's the Nirvana scenes in Rhythm of War.
Yeah.
I like that kind of thing, and so I really enjoyed that.
I love Steris. Still
Steris
love
is great.
Steris. She's great. There wasn't enough of her, but
Yeah.
the bits we did get, I enjoyed.
Yeah.
I know you a bit less, but
Yeah.
I enjoyed them.
I was gonna say it was Steris. What I felt was a bit just milquetoast in this book, just a bit.
I know,
Yeah.
but her scenes, although they weren't the most interesting of scenes, I still
Yeah.
enjoyed her in them.
Yes.
And for me, that made it enjoyable.
Yeah.
Because, believe it or not, this is actually my favourite book in Era 2.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
And not just for that reason.
I was gonna say.
No,
Yeah. Okay.
Although it took me forever to read because I just couldn't get into it because it's not my thing.
Yeah.
And because it took me so long, like I couldn't sit down for hours on end and read it, like I had to read it in little bursts.
Yeah.
But it was still my favourite book of the series. I felt like it had the most going on and it was the most interesting of the books.
Yeah.
And it felt like it had a good pace to it.
Yes.
Whereas the other books I didn't feel like that with.
I think this is my least favorite of Era 2. This is. It's such a long book. I just kept reading. I'm like, this is an Era 2 supposed to be kind of a pulpy, quick series, and I'm like, this book is so long. I don't know how much longer it is than compared to Brendan's other books, but it's definitely much longer than any other Era 2 books.
Yeah.
But what else did I want to say about Eric Part 1? Marsh coming back.
I love
Having Marsh
Marsh
back was great. I loved the scene that he was in.
Should have had more.
Wish we could have had more. I love knowing that he's leaning into this death persona. Not even a little bit. He's just straight up dressing. Yeah, sure, fine. I'll dress up in the whole cloak and stuff.
Yeah.
And just I liked having Marsh back.
Without going into the Marasai stuff.
Yeah.
One of the other things that I loved is that she didn't become a member of the Ghostbloods.
Okay.
As soon as she met the Ghostbloods in the beginning of the book, I sighed so loudly.
Yeah.
And I think I came over to you and I was like, there is absolutely no way I want her to associate with them because it doesn't feel like they're her kind of people.
Yes.
It didn't feel right having her with the Ghostbloods.
Yeah.
So when she turned them down at the end of the book, that made me really happy because I didn't think that was the right direction for her.
I find that it's...
I want her to be a world hopper.
Yeah.
But I don't want her to be a Ghostblood.
Yeah.
So I was quite glad that happened.
Yeah, I think this sect of the Ghostbloods, I do feel, is very different to the ones we see in Stormlight. I think it's kind of the remote office culture versus the main office culture, in companies. It's... I feel like that Stormlight sect of the Ghostbloods is a lot more feels a lot more violent, a lot more prone, even though they've got rules to not betray each other. It feels like they would though if they could. They totally would. But this did feel. I mean, it helps that the only ones we met were generally pretty nice people.
But they're good characters in their own books. And
it does help that they were probably just nice people, so it made them feel a lot nicer. So I wouldn't have a problem. I think she absolutely... I don't think Marasai would have joined the Stormlight sect of the Ghostbloods, but this Scadrian sect, which is directly under Kelsier, I think I could have seen it. I think it could have gone either way. Closer to the end, I thought, she's definitely not, but I definitely could have felt it go either way for a large part of the book.
I also really loved the fact that we got to see a different part of Scadrial. So obviously, so far we've only really seen Elendel, and we've heard about the Roughs.
Yes.
So I was really glad that we got to see another city, that's specifically one that's influenced by another shard.
Yes.
Because I quite like seeing the difference in how the shards sort of operate their section, if that makes sense.
The influence they have on the people.
Yeah.
Especially one that's directly interfering, which is something I really liked, the autonomy stuff that we got. finally the confirmation that it was Autonomy. I had a lot of fun reading the feedback.
I didn't like that.
Did you not?
I still really wanted it to be Whimsy, just because I really want Whimsy.
Oh my God.
And it annoys me that I haven't had Whimsy yet. Brandon's still not going to give me Whimsy.
There was one mention of the word whimsical.
No, there's more than one.
Is there more than one? Okay.
Specifically, at multiple points during the book, they describe things as whimsical, or that's very whimsy of you.
I heard every single time that has happened.
It made me so excited because I was like, yay, whimsy, whimsy, whimsy. And then it was not.
No.
And that just killed it for me, to be honest. After that, it made it very difficult to read.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, that's what made it difficult to read.
That's exactly what made it hard.
I liked what we got. I enjoy seeing people's reaction with the preview chapter. When the preview chapters were coming out and people were thinking that, is Trell actually Discord? We're talking about the Discord stuff.
We'll get there.
We'll get there.
That was my next thing.
Good. And I liked finding out more about Autonomy, how Autonomy actually worked. There was a lot of debate early on about what does
Thanks.
like
Autonomy at work.
Yeah, Autonomy at work, right here. Yeah, I really liked finding out more about Autonomy. I liked finding out because there was a lot of debate early on in like when we started finding out like what does Autonomy like, because Autonomy seems to really like interfering. So does she want people to like, does she like people being autonomous? Because if she does, then it's weird that she interferes so much, right?
But she interferes to make them autonomous, and
to
that's
let people
why.
be autonomous. Yeah, and it does still feel like a contradiction but like an intentional contradiction, not like it's conflicting with itself.
Yeah.
In that, you know, she really liked the architect who designed building. You know, she really liked him coming up with his own unique ideas, but then she then encouraged him to use his ideas and have that put like imprinted in the world. You know,
but by making someone autonomous, they can either choose to continue doing what they were before, or they can choose to do something different. So. It's not that she's taking a choice away from them; it's that she's giving them more choices. And therefore, I don't feel like it's such a contradiction.
Well, the contradiction I have is she's letting one person be autonomous, and that takes away the choices from other people. No other architects got to work on building. She's because by encouraging. Don't know that. Well, the whole city's like one big design.
Yeah, it could have been multiple people working together.
It could have been, but there would have been other architects that lost the opportunity to, like, cities are normally built with lots of architects building each individual, designing and building each individual building.
We only went to like one part of the city. There could have been other parts of the city.
I'm pretty sure the city is.
No, the city's bigger.
But this is kind of the thing. It's not just the architects. It's also with the other people. As if you are like, this person is autonomous. This person is making lots of great choices based upon how they personally feel, and then you empower that person. That person then I don't want to use the word inflicting. That person then making those choices and putting those choices out in the world, I feel like it takes choices away from other people because she's encouraging that one person. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but she could also choose to encourage others.
She could, but like it doesn't feel very autonomous if the people that she's choosing are the ones that get to be autonomous. That also, doesn't feel, that's what I mean by this. Is
it a she or a them?
I believe it's a she.
I can't remember off the top of my head.
I'm pretty sure she's a she. I think she's a dragon. Oh my god. Yeah. Who's Uladar? Is Uladar Autonomy? I can't remember.
I don't know. I can't remember. We should have probably researched this.
It's fine. This is when we take a pause for a research break.
We're not taking a pause for a research break.
Okay, fine.
I'm not putting any effort into this. I liked the fact that Ricklette and her girlfriend...
Oh, Renette.
Yes. I really like the fact that Renette and her girlfriend sat Wayne down and were like, look, you're a dick.
Yeah. Yes.
What you're doing is causing a lot of trauma and pain. It annoys me that they wait until after the time shift to do this.
It's been 6 years, and
you could have done this a lot earlier.
Yeah.
And for that entire 6 years of her life, this girl was still getting her weekly visits from Wayne. Mm-hmm. Sorry, monthly visits from Wayne. But I like the fact they finally sat him down and just said, look, you're traumatizing the poor girl. Leave her alone.
Yeah.
I like the fact that finally happened after however many years this has been going on for. However, one of the things I hate the most is that his death and her next payment were within the same month. So that means that she didn't get a break from him until he died. There was no month where...
Oh, he didn't turn up.
Yeah.
Got ya.
The only reason he didn't turn up was
because
he died.
She never knew his choice.
Yeah.
Okay.
She never
his
knew
choice
that...
almost felt a little pointless.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, okay.
So that scene just felt really worthless because actually it didn't... Like, there was no... When we flashed to her at the end, there was no... Oh, I really hope it's an auto payment again because I haven't had to see him for a couple of months. We didn't get any of that.
It was, oh, he died.
Yeah. And, like, it's nice that she got all of, like, everything.
Yeah.
But I don't like the fact that she didn't know that she was finally free of him.
Yes. I see what you mean. Yeah. Shall we move into things that we didn't really like then?
Yes. We're going to have to because otherwise we're not going to talk about anything else.
Yeah. So... What didn't we like about this book?
I hated all of the Wayne stuff.
Yeah.
And not for the normal reasons that I hate Wayne.
Yeah.
For me, it really bothered me that during the time skip, everyone sat there saying how much he's changed and developed as a person. But his personality hasn't changed in any way.
Yeah.
Like, yes, he's now got a job, and yes, he's using his talents for good.
Yeah.
But they made a really big thing about how he's a changed person, but his personality's the same.
Yeah.
He's still making inappropriate jokes. He's still doing things he shouldn't be doing. He's still stealing things.
I was going to say, I'm trying to remember if he's still stealing things.
He's still stealing things.
Yeah.
Like, he hasn't changed.
Yeah.
And it really bothered me how much everyone was bigging up how he's changed. But he hasn't.
Yeah.
Like, yes, he's now got a job, and yes, he's doing this, but he hasn't changed.
Yeah. He's still Wayne, and he's still the things you don't like about Wayne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except he's now older and just as immature as he was before.
Yeah.
I hate the fact that this book felt like it was going out of its way to make him the best at everything.
Yeah.
He was the richest man in Ellendale,
Yeah.
who even trying to make bad choices was making himself even more wealthy.
Yeah.
His girlfriend broke up with him, but don't worry, she made sure to tell him.
He's the best ever at sex.
He's the best ever at sex.
In the world.
After hundreds of men that she must have slept with over the years, he's the absolute best.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, he's so clever that when they get to a crime scene, these two detectives that have got years more experience than him just sit there whilst he gives them the whole rundown of everything that happened because he's so intelligent.
Yeah.
Like, it felt like it was going out of its way to make him too good at everything.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't have any things that he couldn't do or struggled with.
Yeah.
Like, he was just amazing at everything all of a sudden.
Yeah.
So that really bothered me. And then when he got made into a Mistborn, that made me so angry. Hang on, no.
Oh, okay, he did get make into Mistborn, actually.
He did.
Yeah, he did, yeah, you're right.
It made me really angry.
Yeah.
Because I don't see why he couldn't have been the one that, like, breathed in the small amount.
Yeah.
And it was enough to do what he needed to do to save the world. And Wax could have gone on to be a Mistborn and had a couple more kids with Mistborn powers ready for the next era.
Yeah.
It really bothered me that he got made into a Mistborn just so that he could
do a diffuse bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't use those Mistborn powers to do it.
Yeah. Well, no, he needed the derailment and the what's it called?
Yeah, but he could have just become misting. Like,
Yeah.
there wasn't any need to make him into a Mistborn.
Yeah.
And that really bothered me because he didn't feel like the one that deserved to be the Mistborn.
Yes.
And as I said, Brandon spent the whole book going on about how amazing he is, clearly to set this up.
To set it up, to make it even more tragic when he died.
But it just felt wasted.
Yeah.
I wish that Wax had been made into a Mistborn so that he could use those powers.
Yeah.
He's a little bit of one, but he's not enough of one for it to actually have an impact.
Yeah.
Or someone that doesn't have any powers at all got turned into a Mistborn.
I was about to say Marasai, but then she does actually have a Mistborn.
She does. Yeah. And her powers are actually surprisingly useful in weird ways.
Yes.
But it would have been cool if, like, Steris or someone was.
Yeah.
Or somehow Wax's kid became one. Because, you know, then we'd have Mistborn powers going forward.
Yeah.
I know that Brandon's probably got some idea for Error 3 that brings Mistborns into it.
Yeah.
But it feels empty having a Mistborn series with no Mistborns.
Yeah.
And you finally get one in that last section.
Yeah.
And they immediately die.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like this could have been the bringing back of the Mistborn.
Yes.
And I feel like that would have been quite fun.
Okay.
So yeah, it bothers me that he's the most amazing at everything. He's so good at sex that, you know,
the
any
immortal
woman's
conjurer
lucky.
is, yeah.
As I said, like, everything he does, he's just so amazing at. Like, he doesn't have any flaws beyond his personality.
Yeah.
His personality is still a massive flaw. You know, he still says inappropriate things. He still does inappropriate things.
Yeah.
As I said, for that entire time skip, he was still visiting this poor girl every month and making her live the fact that he killed her dad.
Yeah.
All so that he could feel better in himself, which wasn't helping him feel better in himself.
No.
So it wasn't doing any good to anyone in that situation. And again, it bothers me that they let him keep doing it.
Yeah.
And you can make a little passing comment about how, I know we've spoken about this before, but that's not enough.
Yeah.
They should have
Gone
gone out of their way
Yeah.
to make him stop.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So that's all the Wayne stuff that I'm going to talk about.
Okay, cool. I was going to say, yeah.
That's my Wayne then over.
Yeah. You wanted to get that out there.
I'm done with him. We're good.
I want to talk about Wax and Wayne very quickly.
Go for it.
I felt their after part one, when they got to Bilming, I felt their stuff just dragged.
Yes.
Like, I didn't like the villains, the pair, like the mirror villains. I didn't like the mirror villains. I felt it was a corny idea that I think could have worked in an earlier book. Like, if this was Alloy of Law and like Miles had sent these kind of like things, I was like, oh yeah, this is kind of fun. But this, it felt too tropey.
Yeah.
For like this climax of this series. It felt like there should have been a bit more of the stakes were higher. It was a bit more serious. And they just felt out of place.
But this is where the Mistborn could have come in. They could have had an actual Mistborn that they had to fight.
Yeah.
You know?
Could you imagine if they were fighting a Mistborn? Instead of,
rather than wasting that talent.
Yeah. I did like how they defeated them in the end. I did like that part. But yeah, it was during their chapters that I just was like, this book is just so long, and like they were just going from place to place, finding clues, and I'm like, it's fine. I still read it,
Yeah.
It's not like it turned me off, but like it definitely. Every time I put down the book, it was because of a Wax and Wayne chapter. Like, I didn't put the book down during Marisite chapters.
Yeah.
It was the I really liked the Marisite chapters, but yeah, I just didn't like it. I felt that actually was like the biggest flaw for me, and the thing is that's like 60% of the book.
Yeah.
But it is just I don't have specifics. I just felt like things just took a long time to do anything, and it just felt like a lot of going from place to place, not finding a lot of information very quickly, and
yeah. It bothers me. Just thought of this, bear with.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm going back to it.
Go for it. I knew you weren't done. You said you were done, but I was like, you're not done.
It's only just come back to me.
Yeah.
I really hate the fact that he's also now the world's best shot. After having so many issues around guns, suddenly, over the 6 years, the only thing that he's grown and developed is that now he will shoot a gun.
Yeah.
And although he's not confident, he's still an amazing shot and hits his target like all the time.
When does that happen? I can't remember.
His main weapon is now a gun.
Okay.
I
don't know.
It is.
Okay. He's
now just another shooty guy. Like, he's not doing anything cool. He's just shooting bullets.
Yeah.
And it, again, like, after being so traumatized about killing one man, suddenly he's fine with killing everyone else. He's fine with going up a staircase and murdering everyone he encounters.
That was Wax. That was not Wayne.
Yeah, but Wayne was with him.
Yeah, but
Wayne
Wayne
didn't do anything to stop him.
But Wayne got to the top of the stairs afterwards and was like, dude, that was a bit much even for you.
Yeah,
that scene, that's something I liked. I really actually liked the Wax going up the stairs. That was probably the highlight of the Wax storyline for me.
Yeah.
Was him just just letting loose. Just really letting loose.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like that, yeah.
I find it so strange that he's bothered about killing one innocent person, but he's just been with Wax whilst he's taken out everyone he's ever taken out, and he's got no issues with that.
Yeah.
You know, he makes it quite clear in the book that he's aware these are just hired henchmen.
Yes.
And there isn't any point killing them, which is why, to his credit, he does tell them just to leave when they get to the floor.
Yes, I like that as well.
Yeah, but he doesn't seem to have any negative feelings towards his friend who's gone out of his way to murder all these people.
Yeah.
He seems to just go, oh yeah, well, Wax is Wax.
Yeah.
Kind of how everyone goes, oh, Wayne is Wayne.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like he should be a bit more conflicted about the fact that his best friend is so happy to just murder and kill everyone he comes across when he's got such an issue with it.
Yeah.
And as I said, I hate the fact that he's now the world's best gunman as well, just to top everything else off.
Yeah. Speaking of that Wayne scene at the end when he does just convince the people to just leave, like, now that I'm thinking about it, I liked the stuff in the tower for Wax and Wayne. Like the investigation going around Bilming, I felt dragged, felt too long, didn't like the villains. Didn't like that. When they were in the tower, I liked them going up the tower. I liked that as a climax to Wayne's storyline. Didn't like the whole through line of the story that his mum told him as a kid.
Yeah.
I was like,
I thought that was really dumb.
yeah, I didn't like it.
So dumb.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the fact that she died.
You're not allowed to be you're not allowed to be happy that a character's...
You can cut that bit. You can cut that bit.
Cut that.
Well, characters aren't allowed to have mums. So I'm glad that they made it clear that we've got yet another character that doesn't have a mum.
Yes.
Because the thing that bonds them all is that none of them have mums.
They talk about it, they bond over it, they talk about it all the time, you know?
Yeah, it's
they
literally
kind of
their
like,
one and only character. Like,
exactly. They open every conversation with, how's your mum? Dead. How about yours? Dead. You know, they have great times.
Yeah. And when they go to other planets, like they'll go to Roshar and be like, oh, hey, Kaladin, how's
your mum? Oh, wait, no, Kaladin has a living...
Hey, Star.
How's your mum? Dead. How about yours? Dead. Yeah. So, okay. Where were we? So, I liked I liked the Telson at the top of the tower. I didn't like the boat thing. Yeah. I felt the jump from the tower to the boat. I was like, felt a bit of a stretch. It was
stretch.
Big stretch. I initially didn't like the fact that they'd spiked themselves.
Yeah.
I came around to it as I thought about it because I was like, these guys have been, you know, they have been researching. They did get the book from Marsh. They have been researching hemalurgy. They do have maybe not the most knowledge in the world, but enough to be dangerous. You know, Wax is a master metallurgist, so he'd be able to tell which spike is which, you know, so they know which to put in their hearts. So I did come around to it eventually, but I did not like it initially. I was like,
I didn't mind that too much because obviously they needed extra power. So I was fine with them spiking themselves to get it.
Yeah.
But if you just made him a Mistborn,
they
wouldn't have had to do that, and then he could have just put a couple of spikes in Wayne, and that would have served its purpose just as much.
Yeah, if they'd given the Duralman spike to Wayne, then Wayne wouldn't have had to become a Mistborn. But then,
Back to Wayne.
Back to Wayne.
Right. So I like the fact that he died sacrificing himself.
Yeah.
I like the fact he died.
Yeah, yes, full stop.
Full stop.
Yeah, dead.
The sacrifice was all right.
Yeah.
However, I feel like the statue to honour him should have gone on the docks near where it took place.
Yeah.
Because that was the area that he saved. It made me incredibly angry that they put his statue right next to Vin's.
Yes, in the Garden of Remembrance.
Yeah, because it's putting him at the same level as these ancient Mistborns that literally tore the world apart to save it.
The world. They didn't just save a city, they saved the world.
He saved a poor area.
Yeah.
His statue should be there.
Yeah.
Because that's where he's had the greatest impact. That's where his sacrifice was made. That's where he should have been.
Yeah, like imagine if you were from like the edge of the basin and you come to Elendel because you know, for a holiday or something, and you go to the Garden of Remembrance and you want to like pay tribute to the people who saved the world, and then you've got Vin and you've got Ellen, and then you've got this guy, and you're like, so who's this guy? You're in the like, oh, he saved Elendel. He's like, we didn't save the world though. These guys saved the world. Why would we get a statue next to him? You'd be like, I didn't save my city. You know,
it genuinely upsets me that his statue is there, and for error free, I would like it removed. Like they can put it on the docks where
he actually well, I mean, he didn't save the docks.
But that's where it should go, because that's where he had the greatest impact.
Yeah.
The Garden of Remembrance is where Vin and Ellen's dead bodies were.
Yeah.
That's why their statues are there.
This is like a sacred place for you. This is
His dead body.
Yeah.
Well, parts.
Yeah, they can't really put a statue where his body is.
No. But like where the ship sank, I'm fine with a statue going there.
Okay, yeah.
I'm fine
be on
with
like a buoy or something.
No.
Just in the sea, at the bottom of the ocean.
I will settle for it being on the docks or on a cliff overlooking the sea.
Yeah.
But for me, it feels so empty to put it in the Garden of Remembrance, because the only people that truly are going to remember him and want to remember him will be his friends.
Yeah.
The people that he saved, like, it's like a firefighter doing their job. Like, you don't think about them afterwards. Like, you are grateful that they've made that sacrifice and they've chosen that.
Yeah.
But it was his choice. He didn't have to do it.
Yeah.
And to them, it's just like any other person that goes out their way to save someone. Like, it's not the biggest thing in the world. And yes, he saved lots of lives, but he doesn't deserve to be in the Garden of Remembrance.
I'll agree with that completely.
Like, as I said, I would like his statue moved to the docks for the next era, because it's not deserved. And it genuinely upsets me that it's there.
That's understandable.
Speaking of the Garden of Remembrance, it still makes me very upset that Vin hasn't been brought back yet. And I feel like if they needed a Mistborn to come and save Elendel, it should have been Vin.
Yeah.
She should have been resurrected in some way, shape or form to come and save them.
Okay.
Because that's would have made sense, and that would have been the best option.
Yeah.
So it makes me angry that she didn't.
Yeah.
And I would like to see her in error free.
Yep. I was going to say, I know how you feel that about every book that you read, that you're like, if Vin had just turned up and solved all the problems, it would have been a better book. But unfortunately, you just need to accept it's not going to happen.
She's not dead. She's not dead.
Speaking
of not dead. Right. So.
I don't know where this is going.
Right. It's something that you don't agree with.
Okay.
So, Marsh turned up.
Yes.
And he said,
Oh.
There's only...
I know where this is going.
There's only 3 members of our original crew left. Mm-hmm. His choice of the word original.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because to Marsh, many of the crew members that Kelsier had were not original members of the crew.
Yes.
So that makes me feel like some of them are still out there and alive. Because my money is on Spook still being alive.
Yes.
Because there is a lot of possibility of that being a thing.
Yeah.
So I love the fact that he has confirmed for me that at least Spook is still alive. And again, this also opens up the bridge for the possibility of Vin coming back, because it's very possible that she is alive and well, and because she's not an original member of the gang, she doesn't get included.
My personal opinion is he's very clearly talking about Sazed, Kelsier, and Marsh. Right?
Yeah, because they're the original crew.
Yeah.
So unoriginal crew members are still alive as well.
So it's still possible. So yeah, Lucy's logic is that unoriginal members, for example, Tensoon, who is still around.
Tensoon is still around.
And Spook, who was new to the group.
Still alive.
Vin, who was new to the group.
Still alive.
Ellen, new to the group. The crew.
Actually, no, I like Ellen. He can be alive.
Okay. I'm trying to think, who else? Everyone's still around.
No, I don't care about those.
Okay,
I just feel that Spook is still out there somewhere. I don't think he's dead. He stepped down as ruler.
Yeah.
And retired, but we've never had any confirmation of his death.
Yes,
There's no grave. Yeah. There's no rumoured death date.
Yeah.
We've not got any of that for Spook.
Yeah, he just kind of retired and vanished.
So Spook is still alive.
I'm actually not going to disagree with this one, just because I've always really liked the idea that Kelsier is using Spook's body. The part of me just always really liked him being spiked, Spook being spiked, and Spook being spiked and thinking he was talking to Kelsier. I always really liked that maybe later in life he actually does start talking to Kelsier. Like,
he was.
Yeah, he was. We know he
was.
Yeah. And so I really like the idea that Kelsier is actually using Spook's body. He was spiked into Spook's body. Maybe Spook, when he was done with it, was like, yo, fan, you want this corpse? You're just a sack of bones right now, so you can't really use your body anymore. However, I still got a bit of flesh. You could probably stick a spike in and heal up to look like you. And so that's I've always liked that idea.
I also really love the fact that Harmony is losing control and turning into Discord.
Yes.
Because I'm very excited for Discord.
Yes.
Discord is my second favourite shard after Whimsy. And I am looking forward to what that could look like.
Yeah.
Less than I'm looking forward to finally having Whimsy, and I want Whimsy. Hurry up.
Yeah.
But yeah.
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 Cool. Discord I think is going to be interesting. I am glad that's coming back. We didn't really have a huge amount of hints of it in the beginning of Era 2. I think there was like potentially, but I like this shadow like appearing behind him. It's like the Ruin and Preservation have always been imbalanced, and so it's nice that is having results.
Yes.
Like this is having a problem, like an effect.
Yeah.
It's not just a little note that we have, like, oh yeah, they're imbalanced, but it doesn't really matter. Marasai. I really liked Marasai's plotline.
Marasai's the best part of this book.
Easily.
You can easily pick up this book, just read her parts, and the book is so much better.
Yeah.
You don't need the other parts.
Yeah. I liked the Ghost Bloods. I liked seeing Shy.
Yes.
I
love having Shy back.
Shy back is great. I've always liked Shy. Emperor Soul is my favorite. I think it's the best thing Bran has ever written.
I wouldn't go that far. I've got things I much prefer.
Yes.
Later.
Yeah.
However, she is a good character, and it's always been such a shame that she's only a small character in a small part.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that we get to see more of her, and we get to have her fleshed out a bit more.
Yeah, see a bit more of soul stamping, which I thought was always one of the most interesting magic systems in the Cosmere.
Yes.
Her turning herself into an Elantrian was fantastic. The whole drawing a map of Elendel instead of a map of
so fun.
Erelon. I'm like, this mechanics
makes
things.
Work.
Yeah, it works. There's mechanics things that I'm like, I need to think about this for a second. But at the time, it was like, oh, that's really clever. That's really cool that she's doing that. Need to think about it more though.
Don't think.
You're like, it's cool. It makes sense in brain on immediate thought. Enjoyed.
No more.
And I loved seeing. I can't remember his name.
I don't care. I got the girls back.
Oh, the girls!
The girls!
The girls were in this book! They saved the girls!
Finally!
Hey! Yeah.
And none of the horrible things that they thought had happened to them had happened. They were just kept in an underground bunker.
Yeah.
Just
not like
yeah.
Like obviously not the best, but could have been worse.
Could have been worse.
Yeah. And yeah, having the girls back.
Yeah.
I was very confused leading up to it. I was really wondering where he was going when they found like the picture room with all the destroyed. I really was like, where is he going with this? I will say,
so good.
There being like an underground settlement that there was, it felt odd. I was like, this is weird, but this is like not in a bad way. I was just like, this is not where I saw this going.
Yeah.
And I was just like, this is odd, but cool. I'm glad we wrapped that up. I'm glad we got like an answer finally after all these years of what was happening to the girls in the beginning of Era 2.
Yeah. I'm very glad that we finally got the girls, because that has been my issue with the last two books, is that where are the girls? Why does no one care?
Yeah.
Why is no one looking? They're all from noble families, yet none of these noble families are going out of their way to try and find them.
Yeah.
Where are they? And I'm glad that we got them back.
Yes.
I'm glad that they are now traumatized heavily and trying to rejoin society.
Yeah, it's fine. Like, we've all watched The Unbreakable...
Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt.
The Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. We've all watched Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. It'll work out fine for them.
Yeah.
They'll be fine. What is the Aether guy's name?
I don't know, but he's cute.
Yes, I like Aether Man. I'm going to open a random book and hope it's got his name on it. Twin Soul.
Yes.
Yes, Twin Soul. I really like Twin Soul. I thought it was great finally seeing Aethers for the first time in a released book. And
I really love Aethers.
yeah, Aethers is a very cool magic system.
It's such an interesting magic system,
Yeah.
and I look forward to learning more about Aethers.
Yeah, it was things like he's got the crystal ability, but like the way that he would make like glasses out of it.
It's really
and, like,
cute.
It was cute, and it's like it's not just make crystal. It's do things like make things out of the crystal, and like so when we get to the other Aethers, I'm excited to see creative uses for those as well. That's gonna be fun. And yeah, I just liked the big golem thing he turned into. That was cool. I'm like, yeah, he went to town on them, and I liked him. I liked code names as well. Code name are the best code name.
Yes.
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 Yes. Do you remember there was another Ghostblood? What about Kelsier?
Yes, we can talk about Kelsier.
Let's talk about Kelsier.
Because Kelsier is still alive.
Kelsier's still
and
alive.
therefore the other members of the gang are still alive.
Kelsier just died. Kelsier didn't die. He just died once. He did the normal dying, which you can come back from.
Yeah, but he's had so many years to work out how to come back from the other form of dying.
Yes.
It's possible. It's possible. I really love the fact he's back. I love that we're finally seeing what he's been up to all these years.
Yes.
And seeing his organisation at work. And we're getting little trickles as to what they're doing across the Cosmere.
Yep.
I love that.
Yep.
I love that he has a spike.
Yeah.
It makes him look really cool.
Yep.
It reminds me a lot of Marsh.
Yeah.
And Marsh is really hot.
Yeah. But
So
it's
I'm
only
fine
half
with
as
this.
cool as Marsh because he's only got one spike.
Yeah, but he's still cool anyway because of scars.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, I love having him back. I love the fact that we are finally getting more of him because he's been missing the last few books. So I'm glad that we're finally finding out what he's been up to.
Yes, I feel like a Secret History 2 would be very interesting.
Secret History 2 is needed.
Definitely.
100%, because that will confirm everything that I believe to be true.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, same. Yeah. That last conversation between Kelsier and Sazed as well, though.
So good.
I was worried that maybe because it's been so long since Brennan's written them, it's been so long since they've been around, I was worried they wouldn't feel like themselves.
No, they did.
No, they did feel like themselves. It felt like a conversation between them. And yeah, it was just like...
It's made me excited for Error Free.
Good.
Because, again, I've read some books this year that are very not my thing.
Yeah.
And I've actually found myself enjoying them.
Yeah.
So I'm really optimistic for Error Free.
Yes.
And I love the fact that it was nice to have them hinting at Error Free and sort of seeing that they're together.
Yes.
And it has given me some excitement.
I felt like it was setting up for them to be opposing each other in Era 3.
Yeah,
which
but
is going to be great. I am looking forward to that.
But that's what I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to more of the original gang as opposed to other characters.
Yeah.
Because if we're going to get scenes with the original gang in Era 3,
Yeah.
I'm very up for that.
Yes.
Because if we've got the original gang, we might have the not original gang.
Like I said, this is my least favourite of Era 2.
Yeah.
I feel I had some serious problems with the Wax and Wayne bit, but the Mara Slice stuff I really liked as a plot line as just the Cosmere stuff.
Yeah. Still my favourite book of Era 2.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I hate Era 2.
You just hate Era 2. It made me laugh that the book that so heavily has Wayne do things is your favourite.
Yeah, but
Yeah. He also dies.
He dies.
Yeah.
So it evens it out. Even if he was made to be this incredible god of a human beforehand, still died. So it's all good.
So yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed our video as us talking about The Lost Metal. I hope you guys enjoyed reading The Lost Metal. I hope you enjoyed reading The Lost Metal more than we did. And because some people have really liked this book. And like, power to you. Like I said, I'm not saying it's bad, it's just my least favourite.
I'm saying it's bad.
We'll see you guys next year. So we're going to be doing these next years on the Zero projects when we finally read the final versions of those books.
Yay.
Yeah. And you can find the rest of our content on 70shard.com. You can go to the YouTube channel. I want to shout out our new Spamry series. I say new, we've been doing these series for a year now. I want to shout out Diceborn, which is that I was producing with the rest of the 17 Shard lot, where we're playing through a campaign, a Mistborn adventure game. We did some Era 2 stuff. Go watch it, it's great. Wow. Obviously we have Shardcast, our like main, our like a main show, I guess. Yeah, I'd say that. And yeah, obviously we've got a Patreon. We can follow us on Twitter if that's still around when this video goes live. Instagram, Facebook, yada yada yada. We post lots of our Patreon art on Facebook because we use our Patreon money to make artwork for the Cosmere. Thank you everyone for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.
What I'm going to do is I am going to, when I finally meet Brandon, I'm going to kidnap him.
Yeah.
I'm going to take him to some remote cabin.
Yeah.
Obviously tie him up.
Yeah.
And I'm going to force him to stay there until he's written me the book that I would like him to write.
Where Vin comes back.
Where Vin is alive. Yeah. She meets Whimsy. Yeah. They go on whimsical adventures together.
Yeah.
Some other characters can turn up. Yeah. But at the end of the day, they end each day by going into the Wayne room and murdering Wayne.
Oh, because Whimsy just has a room with Wayne in it. Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
So that they can murder him every day, and then he gets resurrected so they can murder him again the next day.
This makes sense. Sense. Yeah, I like it.
One day, Brandon.
Because Vin definitely wouldn't like Wayne.